Must be a conspiracy or something. What's going on? So today's my 11th weekly dose of taking the human form of the animal medication, ivermectin. And I'm eating a fatty meal, which happens to be, once again, spaghetti bolognese, which I think is what I ate last week. I live in Thailand. So I'm going to eat my fatty meal. The ivermectin is fat soluble and I want it to enter the bloodstream. I'll wait about an hour after I eat my meal, take my medication, and then I think I'm going to do the rest of the video possibly tomorrow because I feel exhausted today. And I've got quite a few things I want to talk about, in particular the Merck, the new oral medication that Merck announced, and now it's maybe got a 6-month delay. But it's like an elephant in the room concerning what the elites deem for us as acceptable, and how they play around with word games, shall we say. I don't want to be in breach of any community guidelines, which I was once on my 6th weekly dose, I think, was removed by this platform, YouTube. Being in breach of their community guidelines, I got to be kind of careful, but the war on the human form of the animal medication that's for the parasitic pandemic, of course, I would not take this for any off-label usage. Okay, I'm taking it for parasites. This they can't test, but they can invent a new drug, test it, and assess it. And during the same time period, they cannot test and assess an existing drug in the same way. One's $700, and the other one is like $3. I've no idea why. Can't quite put my finger on it. But anyway, I transgress. I'm gonna eat and then come back to take my medication, so you can all see that I'm really taking it. 3 tablets, each one is 6 milligram. I weigh near enough 100 kilos. So 0.2 milligram per kilo of body weight. There are physicians who recommend higher dose, maybe 0.4 milligram per kilo of body weight. I'm sticking to the regular dosage for its intended use, and I'm taking mine once a week. And that's because I don't feel that the threat around me is too significant. And because I have a strategy, which is if I feel ill in any way, so I feel a bit drowsy, a bit weak, I feel like maybe there's a cold coming on, or anything like that, then midweek, as soon as I feel unwell in any way, I'll take another dose. Because prophylactic once a week, or can be once every 5 days, but for recovery, it's every day. So the way I figure it, I'll take prophylactic once a week, the regular dosage for this drug. And then if I feel any kind of issue, I will take another dose. If the following day I still feel that I'm not 100%, then I'll take another dose. Makes sense. And I did that once, and I believe that was between my 6th and 7th dose. I was just working hard and stressed, and it was maybe a Wednesday or a Thursday. It was a Thursday, and I woke up. I went to sleep on the Wednesday feeling drowsy. I woke up on the Thursday feeling groggy, and I took another dose, and I was fine. So nothing to worry about. But that's my strategy. against the parasites that possibly exist in Italian Thai food. I'll be back. It was quite tasty actually, so I'm not going to complain. I forgot one thing. Can I have a glass of water, please?
Okay.
Wow. Great. I've got my zinc, 1 tablet. Nature's One Ester C. Never heard of it. I'll have one of those. And then 1,000 milligram. So that's good. Yay.
Ivermectin again.
You're drinking my water. Huh?
You being
Yes. Yes. So someone's had, oh, that's yours, right?
Yeah.
I'll take from this 3 of these. I say in all my videos, I have a side effect, which is following day, I'm very energetic the full day. Last weekend was just fantastic. If you exclude, where is it? If you exclude, yeah, a bit of damage. So that's 3 tablets of ivermectin, 1 zinc, and then I'll do the vitamin C in a second. Where'd it go? Ah. Down it goes. Yeah, so that is my side effect. If you're concerned for side effects, then obviously just do half a dose or even less and see how you feel. If you're prone to allergies or anything like that from medications. So just take it easy, try it first. But it's actually one of, if not the safest drug ever made. Nearly 4 billion people have dosed on it. The human form, obviously. That's the 2 different vitamin C tablets. But according to the FDA, it could be lethal. And on that point, actually, I saw some information. The U.S. Poison Control, so they have a department, and you can call them up if you think you've been poisoned or anything. And they've had 3 times as many calls concerning to ivermectin in the past year. 3 times more than usual. So usual would be a few hundred, and I think now it's over 1,000. So around 3 times more. And this I did not know. Up until last year, ivermectin was prescribed about 3,700 prescriptions a week in the United States. And currently it's at 88,000. So that's like 2,500 increase in the take-up on ivermectin. So increase in calls that's only 3-fold kind of seems low. From that, from these calls to the U.S. Poison Control, most did not have any kind of follow-up. And we don't know how many of those were to do with the horse paste version, which is obviously concerning that people feel that they need to. I've heard different things about it, whether it's okay or not and whatever, but that people feel that they've got no choice but to use the animal form because they're being denied it by their health authorities where they live. And that's sad. And again, that brings me kind of full circle back to this Merck tablet, which is they've got the time and the money to test and assess. And by the way, they had a very small pool of subjects that were testing it on, very small. And they came out with a very rounded number, 50%. 50%. The American Journal of Physicians, they assessed, I forget, 113 studies, 63 were peer-reviewed, and they came with a number of like 26 to 44%, depending on the age group and the health of the person and the severity of the onset of symptoms and things like that. They didn't just come out with an average of 50%. But yeah, Merck can invent, test and assess a completely new drug, but ivermectin for an off-label usage, when there's a lot of indication showing that there is potential benefit to the drug, cannot be tested and assessed. And it's still referred to as animal medication, and inferred that it's could be lethal. There's a guy, used to be FDA chairman, Scott something. I think it was like 2017 to 2019, going around in all the news medias promoting vaccination, pushing vaccination to children, promoting booster shots, even though the panel, there's an FDA panel, that the advisory committee, they voted 18-0 not to have booster shots for under 65 unless they were in a high threat category. So he's going around promoting, and who knows how many backhanders he's getting from these pharmaceutical companies. And he comes out about this oral medication from Merck and saying how great it is. Obviously, you should still vaccinate, but it's for the people who have health issues that the vaccine is not appropriate for them. Not obviously if you've got religious objections to receiving the vaccine. He didn't mention those people. And he's a big anti-ivermectin person. Scott Gottlieb, something like that. Actually quite young. I think he's like 49 or 50. I'm 45. I feel like I've got nowhere in my life. Don't know how they do it. I should be corrupt. So that's really got to me this week, and trying to speak about that with a few people to see if they can conceptualize what it means. You can do one, but cannot do the exact same with the other. Thankfully, the people I spoke to did kind of feel that money was maybe had something to do with it. Maybe. Anyway, I'm going to cut it short. Feel really tired. I've had a long day, been here, there and everywhere. Went for acupuncture, my 4th time. Feels good after, but the following day my chronic backache is kind of back to normal. I'm hoping that in the next few treatments I'll see some improvement. But it's interesting in any way, in any case, acupuncture. I've never done it before. And some of the needles, they give like, you get like a spasm, and others I don't even feel. Yeah. And what else did we do? We did so many things today, driving around and going here, there and everywhere. And it was a long week at work. So tonight I feel a bit tired. It's 9:15 at night. Normally I would do this in the afternoon, but we're out all day. So good luck to you all. Keep well. Let me know what you think about this new Merck medication, and why it is you think that they can't test ivermectin, and why it's so getting so much negative press. I think it was Rachel Madcow. She came out and said something in Rolling Stones or something, or she tweeted it. I don't know. She's mad that hospitals are inundated and can't treat people because of this. And I think Rolling Stones had to issue a correction, and because it wasn't true at all, nowhere, which is why I talk about the US poison control. What is true is that because of vaccine mandates, a lot of people have been fired or had to resign because they can't keep their work, their job, and a lot of health workers, and because of that, maybe hospitals are backed up and more people have to die. There's a channel, a YouTube channel, guy with red hair, long red hair, AP or AJ or something, Awaken with AP. He does comedy sketches. It's so funny, and he did one about wearing life jackets. So he wants to go for a swim, and the lifeguard says, "You have to put on your life jacket," and he's like, "Well, I can swim." There's many deaths. You have to put it on. And it's like, well, other people, if they can't swim, they can put theirs on. No. You have to put yours on in order for them to be safe. It's very funny, but very, very true. It's a spoof, obviously, and but it's very true. And it's crazy that people buy into it and applaud it and cheer it on. Wake up! Honestly, I can understand Nazi Germany. You got to remember, before all of that, Enlightenment, Germany was like the center of the world. Okay, the sun never went down on the British Empire, but Germany was the most advanced civilization, the most advanced culture. And I can understand now. I could never understand it as a kid. I was like, yeah, but I understand the historical events, but how did it actually happen? How did it have enough support? And it's not just the brown shirts in Melbourne and Sydney. I mean, that's another thing. I watched, there was a police officer lady on Rebel News on Avi Yemeni. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrongly, and she's resigning live on his interview because of the crackdowns on protesters and enforcing the mandates and things like that. And she said, many of my fellow officers feel like I do. No, they don't. You watch the videos, what's going on in Melbourne and Sydney, and you see a lot of the police officers have glee on their faces. There are people walking away from the police officers, and the police officers chase after them. Pushed a 76-year-old woman, threw her backwards onto the ground, and the officers her partner pepper sprays her from 2 feet away while she's on the ground. 12-year-old girl pepper sprayed. She didn't have to wear a mask. She told them she's not going to wear it. They pepper sprayed her. I saw another one. Maybe it was on Sky News Australia or something, and a few police officers are resigning because they don't want to do the vaccine, and this week was the final week that they have to vaccinate. And it's like, I read through I did a comment that well, I don't see them resigning for the tyranny that they're committing against the general public and legal protesters. I don't see them resigning over that. And then I scrolled through reading the comments. I was like, everyone wrote the same thing. I've got a friend who's very optimistic, saying, look what's going on in Europe with all the riots, and a lot of the mandates aren't being enforced now, and vaccine passports. And I really hope he's right. I really do. But when I look at what's going on with the cargo ships outside of LA, when I look at what's going on in Britain, where all the gas pipes, all 6 of them, are shut for maintenance, and from 80 gas providers we go down to 46 or whatever, and price of gas is through the roof. Forget Bitcoin, you should have invested in natural gas. And that there's food shortages, and I spoke to my parents earlier, live in Florida. They went to Costco and there's no toilet paper. So I don't know, I don't feel optimistic like he does. And I hope I'm the one that's wrong. And I hope he's the one that's right. But just in case I am right, prepare yourselves. Do whatever you can to prepare yourselves. That means spend less money, pay off debts, maybe downsize, grow your own vegetables. Keep chickens. I don't know. You've got a chicken. Show him your egg quickly. He wanted to buy a fertilized egg. I said, what are you talking about? Then he comes back with a fertilized egg. What's it called?
JJ.
JJ. When's it gonna hatch?
On the 12th.
On the 12th.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep shining a torch to it, and you can see inside. You can see the blood veins and stuff, and. I don't know where they get these ideas from. I really don't. Okay, that's enough. Bye everyone. Keep well till next week.
Bye.
Bye. By the way, we do some cooking, Thai cooking classes, and very, very few views. I know that I'm kind of shadow banned by YouTube, but to those of you who watch these videos, you should watch the cooking class. It's I think Thai food is very popular, and it's actually, I'm not a cook. I can do a mean baked beans on toast, but I'm not a cook. And sometimes when I see my wife cooking it in these classes, I'm like, whoa, it's actually easy. I always thought it was difficult, and she's just a genius. So there you go. Keep well. Bye bye. Say goodbye.
Bye.
You also? Come on then. Wait, she's playing games. What game?
Arsenal shooting game.
My favourite game
Arsenal.
in Roblox is my favourite.
And their football club in London. Sawadee Cap.